Chapter 46. The Drug Deal. Laura and Natalie are in Laura's car. They notice, from far away, that Peter is standing in a dark corner.
I don't understand. What's he doing?
He's not doing anything.
Nothing?
Exactly. In these cases, the best thing is to go to the location where you think drugs are being sold and stay there. Eventually, the drug dealer will approach you and offer you some drugs. Especially if you are a young man. They are the best market.
That's terrible.
Truly awful. Drugs are so bad for you. And the substances used to increase the volume of the drugs are very dangerous. Many young people die each day because of this. Look, someone is coming towards him.
He's talking to Peter.
Watch what Peter does when the man gives him his hand.
He handcuffed him. He was so quick.
Peter is the quickest in London with handcuffs. Stay here. I'm going to help him.
Chapter 47. The Kidnapping. Laura, Peter, and Natalie have prevented 4 out of the 5 crimes shown in the mysterious painting that showed up at the Tate Museum. Just the last crime is left. They think it will be a kidnapping, at 8:30 at night, but they don't have the exact address. They could only work out that the address is in Knightsbridge.
It's 8:25. I'm worried. Do you guys see anything?
Nothing. Luckily, we'll notice the car straight away because cars aren't allowed around here. Is that a ladder?
It is. What is that ladder doing against that house? Is the window open? Let's get out and ring the bell of the house.
Okay, I'll come with you. Look, there is a car moving away quickly.
Stay here. I'll follow it.
Chapter 48. The Scream. The moment that Peter leaves to follow the car, a scream can be heard from inside the house that Laura and Natalie were going to ring the doorbell of. Seconds later, a woman appears at the open window. Then she comes down and opens the door.
My child, where is my child? Why is there a ladder against her window?
Madam, we are the police. I'm Detective Smith. We stopped here because we saw the ladder. My colleague is chasing the car that was seen leaving. We have to wait.
It's not possible, my child.
Madam, sorry to ask you this. But is it possible she was kidnapped? Does your family have a lot of money or have enemies?
Enemies, no, but I won't deny we have money. Also, lots of people are aware of my economic standing because my job is high profile. I'm the president of a tech company.
Okay, madam. We will do everything possible to find your daughter. Here comes my colleague.
Chapter 49. Peter's Return. Peter returns in his car. However, he is alone.
Laura, we have to call the station. They have escaped. I followed them, but I didn't get the opportunity to see their faces. They were far away and driving very fast and I lost them.
No, my child.
I'm sorry, madam, but, I promise you, we will find your daughter. I was able to memorize the number plate, model, and color of the car. It was probably stolen, but it's a good start.
Please, find my daughter.
We will do. Natalie, stay with the lady. I'll go to the car to ask for backup.
Chapter 50. At the station. After the backup team arrives at the woman's house, Laura, Peter, and Natalie return to the central station, as Turner has specifically asked them to do so. When Laura goes into her office, Turner is there, waiting for her. He seems very angry.
A robbery in a jewelry shop? A suspicious package at King's Cross? A drug deal? A kidnapping? You have spent the whole day doing things without my knowledge. What's going on?
I'm sorry, sir. We received more information from the anonymous informant and we decided to act on it without telling anyone because we suspect someone in the station. We are sorry not to have told you.
Look, Smith, I need to know who this informant is.
We don't know. Really, sir. The informant is completely anonymous.
You couldn't trace the calls? It obviously has to be a criminal, a mafia leader, or someone in a very dirty business, as they know all of the crimes in London.
It's that. We haven't traced the calls. Because he didn't call.
Chapter 51. The Unexpected Visit. As Turner and Laura are talking about the anonymous informant that has warned them about the crimes, someone arrives at Laura's office.
Mummy.
Son. What a lovely surprise. What are you doing here? Were you taking a walk with Nancy?
Good evening, Laura. We are on our way back from the cinema and we happen to be very close to you. Jake asked if we could come in. I hope you don't mind.
Of course not. In any case, I was getting ready to go home. It's past 9. What do you think about having dinner and going to bed, son?
That would be great.
You can go home, Nancy. I can take Jake from here.
Okay, bye.
Bye, Nancy. I love you. What's this picture, Mummy? It's very pretty.
Jake, you can look at it while I talk to my boss.
Chapter 52. Turner realizes. While Jake is having a look at the picture, Turner and Detective Smith finish their conversation about the day's cases.
Okay, boss. How is the work going with the anti-kidnapping task force?
They will work through the night, but I doubt they'll know any more about the kidnappers until the morning.
I thought so. Okay, I'll be back tomorrow.
Don't think I've forgotten anything about the informant, Smith. I have appointments tomorrow morning, so I probably won't get here until midday, but then we can have a proper chat.
Understood, boss.
Mummy, it looks like one of my Where's Wally books.
Yes, exactly, son.
I've already found all of the baddies.
What do you mean by all of the baddies, Jake?
They are all wearing red handkerchiefs.
It was this picture. Smith? Who painted this picture?
I already told you, boss. It appeared at the Tate. We are trying to find out.
Okay, I have to go. Let's talk tomorrow.
Bye, boss.
Chapter 53. The Red Handkerchiefs. When Turner leaves, Laura carefully looks at the picture. After a while, she calls out to Peter and Natalie, who are in Peter's office.
Jake has noticed something, haven't you, Jake?
Hi, Jake.
Hi, Peter. Yes, I noticed something. I'm a detective like you.
Why don't you tell Peter and Natalie what you discovered while you were looking at the picture, son?
I was looking at the picture that looks very like my Where's Wally books, and I realized that there were lots of baddies. I found them very quickly because they are all wearing red handkerchiefs.
Oh wow, that's true. How did we not realize that before?
What does this mean?
It could mean two things. Either the criminals are part of the same group or that somebody has given them the handkerchiefs as a form of identification to protect them.
I don't understand. How does that work?
It wouldn't be the first time. Generally, it has to do with corruption in the police force. A corrupt police officer offers protection to criminals in exchange for money. The identification, in this case a handkerchief, is so that the local coppers who are being paid don't shoot at or follow the criminals.
Chapter 54. The Suspicious Person. Laura, Peter, Natalie, and Jake are in Laura's office, talking about the red handkerchiefs that identify the criminals in the painting.
Hold on. Are you saying it's Turner?
Unfortunately, yes.
No, really?
I would really like to not be certain about this, but he has been acting strange all day. Especially just now, when Jake said about the handkerchiefs. He was quite interested in finding out more about the informant before, but when he realized it was all in the painting, he just left without saying anything about the handkerchiefs. as if he already knows what they mean.
Maybe he isn't corrupt. Maybe he's protecting a friend.
Could be.
Mummy, I'm tired.
Let's go home, son. Peter, Natalie, go home. We will pick this up tomorrow.
Okay, let us know if you find out anything else.
Of course. You too.
Chapter 55. The Good Night. Laura takes her son, Jake, home. After preparing dinner, she gives him a bath and puts him to bed.
Would you like one of your books?
No thanks, Mummy. I'm tired.
I know, son. It's been a long day for both of us.
Mummy, can I ask you a question?
Of course, anything.
Is your boss bad?
I don't know, son. In any case, remember everything you hear in Mummy's office is completely confidential. Do you know what the word confidential means?
No. What does it mean?
It means that it's a secret and that you can't tell anyone.
Okay, but is he bad?
I'll soon find out, son. But, now, sleep.
Okay, Mummy, good night. I love you.
I love you too, my son. Good night.
Chapter 56. Adam calls again. After Jake falls asleep, Laura goes back to the living room where she sits down to have some tea. She gets a sudden telephone call that surprises her.
Hello, who's speaking?
Hi, Laura. It's me, Adam.
Hi, Adam. Have you found out what happened today?
Yes. I just spoke to Natalie, and she told me everything.
What do you think about it?
I think that the idea about police corruption makes sense. I also found out a few things.
What do you know?
Well, to start with, the red handkerchiefs have been seen by various witnesses in violent crimes over the last few years. We have looked over historical newspapers and most of those crimes, by chance, happened in places where there was normally a police presence, but for some reason, they weren't there when needed.
So, you mean that something has been happening under our noses for a while?
Yes. Only, this time someone has warned you.
Chapter 57. Talking with Adam. Detective Smith speaks with Adam on the phone. The man, a member of a group of private investigators, is helping with the case because he is a friend of Natalie and Alice.
I've been looking at archives in galleries and museums and I can't find anyone who paints like the artist who painted the mysterious paintings.
It could be someone who hasn't shown any of his pictures to the world yet. Don't you think?
It's possible. Anyway, the technique is very good. Definitely someone with artistic training.
I'll bear that in mind. In any case, I'm currently more worried about who is protecting these criminals. And even more worried about that little girl. If only we had arrived a few minutes earlier.
I'm sure it will be fine. We just have to keep working.
Chapter 58. Steps to be taken. Laura and Adam carry on talking about the mystery of the painting, and about the next actions that must be taken to resolve the case. Additionally, Detective Smith makes a confession.
Well, I hope you don't mind me asking, but what is your next move?
I haven't told Peter and Natalie, as they would have tried to dissuade me, but tomorrow. I'm going to follow my boss.
You are going to follow Chief Inspector Turner?
Yes, he told me he has appointments tomorrow. I want to know where he is going.
Laura, can I ask you a question?
Of course.
Why are you telling me all of this? Why do you trust me?
Adam, I'm a detective. I've known about the Historians Club for ages.
You know about us?
Yes, and I know everything about you, Adam. The man with the hat.
Chapter 59. Following Turner. The following day, Detective Smith parks near where her boss, Chief Inspector Turner, lives in order to follow him when he leaves his house. However, while she is waiting in her car, someone appears who she was not expecting.
Detective Smith, is that you?
Hi, James. You startled me. I wasn't expecting to see you.
I live here in this house. Were you waiting for my dad?
Yes. I was waiting to speak to him for a bit before going to the office.
It sounds like something confidential, so I won't ask any more questions.
Where are you off to so early? Are you going to the museum?
No, I don't go to the museum until midday. I have a university class. My bus is coming. See you soon.
Bye. Hope you have a good day.
Chapter 60. The building under construction. After James leaves, Detective Smith sees Chief Inspector Turner leaving his house. She follows him in her car until they arrive at a building under construction. She keeps at a safe distance, follows him, and enters the building, where she can hear him speaking to someone.
She doesn't know who is involved, but I think she is close. Someone is giving her information.
It's none of us. It has to be someone in your department.
Of course not. I trust all of my men. It's someone who has painted a picture.
What about him?
He can be trusted.
How come we have never seen him around here?
Because he's just joined us, but you can trust him. Okay, let's talk business. Here are the handkerchiefs. Don't forget to wear them in a visible place. I'll make sure that the area is free at 3:30 p.m. on the 8th of October.
Perfect. What's that noise?
Is someone there?
Chapter 61. The Escape. Detective Smith tries to slip away from the building before anyone sees her, but the crooks and corrupt coppers hear something. She thinks she can manage to escape by an emergency staircase. But the door is locked. The criminals get closer. Detective Smith gets out through a window. She doesn't have anywhere to go.
Where are they? You, go and see if you can find them outside.
Did you see who it was?
I didn't see. You?
Me neither. They can't be very far. There is no way of getting out of here.
Well then, that should make it easier to find them. Everything is over if this person hurt us. So, you'd better find them. And, if you do, I hope you know what to do.
Chapter 62. The Getaway. Laura is trapped outside a window where Chief Inspector Turner and the crooks can't see her. She's on the 3rd floor, so she has no way of jumping down to the street without hurting herself. Just when it seems like they are about to find her, she hears someone calling her from below.
Laura.
Peter, what are you doing down there?
I'll explain later. Look, I'm going to try to get up this scaffolding to where you are.
Which scaffolding?
This one. It has a few cans of paint, so I'm sure the painters must have used it. Someone is opening the window. Climb, quickly.
Look, someone is escaping on the scaffolding.
Boss, shall we shoot?
Let her go. She will never have enough evidence to incriminate me.
Chapter 63. Escaping. Laura quickly drops from the scaffolding when she is less than a meter from the ground. She escapes along with Peter as far as her car, which is parked around the corner.
Do you think they saw you?
They definitely didn't see my face. But, it's possible that Turner recognized me. Wait, what were you doing there?
I was following Turner, like you. I had a feeling you were going to do something like this. That's why I followed you today.
Okay, well, next time let me know. You can come with me. In any case, thanks.
What did you manage to find out?
Lots of things. Lots of terrible things.
Chapter 64. In the car. On the way to the police station, Laura tells Peter what she heard at the building site.
I can't believe our boss is corrupt. So, He's the one giving the red handkerchiefs to the criminals.
Exactly. It's a way of showing that they have paid for police protection. So that when the police see them, they know not to arrest, stop, or shoot at them.
How have we never heard of this before?
Turner knows we aren't corrupt. He would never have risked getting us involved in any of this.
Do you have any idea which other copper was with him?
No, he didn't speak, and I couldn't get a look at his face. It could be anyone.
What do we do now?
Now we have to get together enough evidence to charge him.
Chapter 65. The secret in the painting. When they arrive at the police station, Detective Smith and Peter run to her office. Laura looks at the painting.
What are you looking for?
I'm sure there is something else here that we haven't noticed.
What do you think it is?
I don't know. A clue. A detail. Someone we haven't yet seen.
What do you hope to find? Turner receiving a bribe in the middle of the picture?
Well, that wouldn't be a bad thing. Is that him?
Yes, he isn't receiving a bribe. He's just standing.
Looking at everything. Do you see anything strange about his clothes? As if he has something in his pocket? He stands out differently from the rest of the people.
Do you think there could be something under the painting?
Let's see. I need a metal detector.
Chapter 66. The memory card. When Peter returns with a metal detector, Detective Smith passes it slowly over the surface of the picture. Precisely when she runs it over the person who looks like Turner, the detector makes a light, peep, sound.
There's no doubt there is something here. Do you have a knife?
Of course. I have my penknife.
Lend it to me a moment.
Sure. Here.
Now slowly. I'm going to try to take out whatever is in here.
Careful, you could break it.
Got it.
What is it?
It's a memory card. And I bet you 50 quid that all of the evidence we need is on it.
Chapter 67. The files. Detective Smith has just found a memory card hidden under the picture from the Tate. She quickly puts it into a reader and opens her computer.
There are dozens of files.
What are they?
They appear to be audio files. Let's listen to one.
My team will clear the area a bit before 2:30 so that you can get on with your work freely. Don't forget that it's a tourist area. I don't want anyone harmed.
Understood, boss. We'll only get the stamp and we'll leave as quickly as possible. There won't be any problems.
They seem to be talking about the robbery at the antique shop.
Yes, they are. The file is called 1209 to 1430. 1209. That's the robbery date. And 1430 is the time. There are others with the same date. Which must be the other crimes. But look, there are many more. We have proof of many other crimes which involve the police. We are going to have to listen to them all.
Chapter 68. Who are the kidnappers? Detective Smith is getting ready to listen to the audio files that she has found on the memory card. However, Peter stops her. He seems very worried.
Wait, before listening to all of this, don't you think we should focus on the kidnapping? Who knows where the girl is?
Of course, you are so right. Look, this must be the file. It has the correct date and time.
Okay, let's listen to what's on it.
Sure.
Okay, it needs to be at exactly 8:30.
You know it's hard for me to be on time.
Donnie, this is serious. I can only give you a 5-minute window.
Okay. It will be at 8:30, don't worry.
Did you hear that?
What?
He said, Donnie.
Chapter 69. Donnie. Laura and Peter are listening to the audio file which has Chief Inspector Turner negotiating with the kidnappers who are going to take the girl in Knightsbridge. Laura has heard something on the recording that has caught her attention, so they play it again.
Yes, he says, Donnie.
Who is Donnie?
You are very young. There was a case about 15 years ago. Donald Johnson, known by everyone as Donnie. He was one of those crooks who love variety.
Variety?
Yes, he and his sidekicks would commit the most random crimes. Illegal gambling, drugs, smuggling, extortion, and finally, kidnapping. One time he was paid to kidnap the girlfriend of an important politician, and when he realized how much money he could make from kidnapping, he started to do it more and more.
And he was never caught?
Yes, of course he went to prison. I think he was sentenced to about 20 years in the slammer. He must have been let out on good behavior because he's out early.
Chapter 70. The Safe. Laura and Peter have discovered who the kidnapper is, an ex-convict who used to be heavily involved in kidnappings.
And do you know where we can find Donnie right now?
I have a pretty good idea about where he could be.
His old stomping ground?
No, his mum's house. I interviewed this woman dozens of times and she never told us anything. I'm sure she is currently protecting him.
Wait, what should we do with the memory card? You're not going to leave it here, are you?
No, of course not. But what do we do with it? Should we take it with us?
I have a better idea. I have a small safe in my office where I keep the contact information of some undercover coppers. No one knows the passcode except me. Shall we put it in there while we are out?
Yes, sure. Here, guard it well.
Shall I see you at the car in 5 minutes?
Yes, perfect. I'll see you downstairs.
Chapter 71. The Kidnapper's Hideout. 5 minutes later, Peter and Laura meet up in the car park. They get into Detective Smith's car and leave for where they think they can find Donnie. It's a little flat on the outskirts of the city. They knock on the door until someone answers.
Who is it? I was taking a nap.
Hello, Mrs. Johnson. My name is Laura Smith. Detective Laura Smith. We met about 15 years ago. Is your son at home?
My son isn't home at the moment. He's gone out. Come back another day.
Please, madam, open the door.
Okay, come in. But my son isn't at home.
Is anyone else here?
No, I'm alone. My son is working. He has a proper job in a supermarket now. He has left his past behind him. I don't know why you are here.
Madam, we won't bother you for long. We just want to ask you something. Do you always watch cartoons while you are sleeping?
Oh no.
Chapter 72. The Rescue. From the door, cartoons can be seen playing on the TV. There is a glass of milk and some biscuits on the table. Laura goes into the flat and looks in all of the rooms. In one of the bedrooms, she finds a girl hiding.
It's my niece. We were playing hide and seek.
Didn't you just say you were alone and having a nap?
I forgot that my niece was in the flat. Poor thing, she must have been hiding for more than an hour.
Don't be scared, little one. I'm a police officer. And I'm also a mummy. My son, Jake, is about your age. How old are you?
I'm 6.
My son is only 5. I bet you could be friends. Your name is Sophie, right?
Yes. How did you know?
Because your mother sent me to get you. Shall we go to her?
Will anyone hurt my mummy if I go?
No, darling, of course not. Don't cry. Everything will be okay.
Chapter 73. The Return Home. Peter arrests Mrs. Johnson, who still won't say where her son is. She says that she did the kidnapping all by herself. Meanwhile, Laura Smith takes little Sophie to be with her mother.
My daughter, is it you?
Mummy, it's me.
Come here, child, and hug me. Thank you, detective. I can't tell you how grateful I am that you brought me my little girl back.
Only doing my job, madam.
What has happened to the men who did this? Have you caught them?
We have made an arrest. However, there are still other people involved that we need to catch. In the meantime, there will be police protection. Do you see those women in that car?
Yes, I do.
They are also police officers. I trust them completely. They will be watching your house day and night. Please do not open the door to anyone you don't know and don't go out. If you need to go somewhere, please speak to them.
Understood. Can't you stay too?
I'm sorry, but I have to go and catch the men who did this.
Chapter 74. Where is the card? Detective Smith goes back to the station, ready to report Chief Inspector Turner with the support of the evidence from the memory card that they found in the picture. However, when she gets there, Peter has some news.
The memory card. It's gone.
What? How is that possible? Didn't you say that you were the only one who knew the code?
Yes. I don't understand how this has happened.
Where could it be?
I've looked everywhere for it, and it's nowhere. Somebody must have taken it.
Turner has to be behind this.
Shish, someone is coming.
Chapter 75. Turner calls. While Laura and Peter are talking in the corridor of the station, Officer Wilson, one of the men closest to Turner, approaches them.
Smith, Thompson.
What's up, Officer Wilson?
Turner wants to see you in his office straight away.
Of course. We'll be there in a second.
I have orders to go with you.
Okay, let's go, Peter. Better not to put it off.
Sure.
Be careful. This could get violent. Have your hand weapon ready.
Understood, mate.
Come in and shut the door behind you.
We would prefer to leave the door open.
Peter, shut the door.
Yes, boss.
Peter, what are you doing?
It's over, Laura.
Chapter 76. An unexpected turn. Laura and Peter are in Turner's office. Laura has just realized that Peter has been complicit in Turner's corrupt schemes. She is extremely surprised.
Are you also a part of this? The whole time?
No. Detective Thompson is one of the latest additions to the team. I think that it's thanks to you, Detective Smith, that Peter got involved in our schemes. As soon as he realized how things were around here, he came to ask to join our team.
Is that true?
Yes, it is.
And the memory card?
I don't even have a safe in my office.
And when the girl was kidnapped, and you followed the criminal?
I let him escape.
And when I found you at the building under construction?
Well, I technically found you there.
You were the copper with Turner making deals with those crooks.
Chapter 77. The reasons. After hearing that her colleague is as corrupt as her boss, Laura expects an explanation. She can't believe that he has decided to make this terrible decision.
But why, Pete? Why? I thought you were different.
You really want me to believe you have never thought about it? That you've never been tempted to get a bit more out of the system? I want a better life. I want to live with dignity.
We all want to live better, Peter. But I can tell you right now that you won't find any dignity this way. Why do you think this will make your life better?
You're asking me why I'm looking for extra income when I risk my life every day and earn the same as a waiter?
We all work under those conditions, you must know that.
And end up like you, 40 years old, living in a horrible flat, with a second-hand car and hardly managing to support your son?
Chapter 78. The weapon. Turner, who has remained quiet for a while, gets something out of his belt. It's a weapon. Laura stays completely still.
Inspector, what are you going to do with that?
One moment, boss. Isn't that a bit extreme? Everyone in the station will hear it.
Quiet. You both need to be quiet for a second. You, Peter, don't waste your energy finding excuses. The unfair system, dignity. We are all the same at the beginning, but the sooner you accept it, the better. You're doing it for the cash, and because you like going out with your girlfriend. You like to get it quickly and easily, although it means taking from someone else.
But I.
And you, Smith. You think you're better than everyone, with your impeccable morals? Bad news, you aren't. After all of this, you will never get a promotion in your life. You will have the same wage for the next 20 years and then retire. Your son won't be living at home by then, you will be poor and alone, and no one close to you will know about all the good things you did when you were a copper. Is that what you want?
But.
Silence. Now I'm going to do what I should have done a while ago.
Chapter 79. Destroyed evidence. At this moment, Chief Inspector Turner takes the memory card out of his pocket. He puts it on his desk and, with the butt of his gun, hits it until it breaks into little pieces.
No.
Yes. Now there is no more proof of what happened. You can go and speak to whoever you like, but I don't think it'll do you any good.
What are you trying to say?
Are you not at all interested where Donnie was this afternoon, when you went to arrest his mother?
What are you talking about?
After all, he is very experienced at picking up little children. Where is little Jake at the moment?
What?
Boss, wait, we didn't talk about this.
Chapter 80. The kidnapping. Turner has implied that Laura's son could be in danger if she doesn't help out.
You are telling me that Donnie has gone after my son?
He is closely following him. Oh look, he sent me a message. At the moment, he is in the park with his nanny. One wrong move, Smith, and your son will be in the clutches of my colleague.
No, no, I beg you. Please tell him not to lay a hand on him.
We'll see. First, we need to resolve this mess you've created. For example, we need to let Mrs. Johnson go. Donnie got very angry when he heard you had brought her in.
Don't worry, boss. I didn't bring her in on kidnapping charges. Only as a witness. She's in one of the interrogation rooms.
Okay. Let's go and talk to her and send her home. And you, Smith. You stay here for a bit. I'm taking your mobile, if you don't mind, and the landline phone. Don't try to leave. Officer Wilson will be at the door.
Chapter 81. Trapped in the office. Laura finds herself trapped in Turner's office. The door is locked, and Officer Wilson is on the other side of the door making sure she doesn't leave. Laura tries to talk to him so that she can get out.
Wilson, listen to me. If you let me out and admit everything, it's possible you will get less jail time.
Be quiet. I'm not letting you out of here. Also, you are the only one around here who will go to prison.
So, Turner is planning to frame me? I don't believe it. Nobody will believe him.
You really think that the chief constable will believe you over him? I wouldn't be so sure. Turner has been here a lot longer than you. He knows more people and has more power.
He has more power, but he doesn't have any evidence against me. He doesn't have anything on me.
One way or another he will manage, don't you worry. Now be quiet, you don't want your son to get hurt. Someone is coming.
Chapter 82. Wilson leaves. Laura hears footsteps approaching in the corridor. Someone she doesn't know is talking to Wilson.
What's going on?
Turner sent me to come and get you.
But not long ago, he told me to stay here and not to move.
Yes, he told me you'd say that, but it's urgent. We have to go to New Scotland Yard immediately.
Did he tell you why?
No, he told me he couldn't say over the phone.
Okay, Let's go. You, Smith, don't even think of leaving here. Remember what's at stake.
Okay, okay.
Chapter 83. Escaping. Detective Smith waits a bit for Officer Wilson and the other officer to walk away. Then, without giving it a second thought, she opens the door slightly. Making sure nobody sees her, she leaves the building. However, just as she gets out onto the street, she bumps into
Natalie, what are you doing here?
It's urgent. A messenger arrived not long ago with this envelope for me. It says, "This is for Laura. Tell her, this time, not to tell anyone."
How odd. What's inside?
I don't know, I haven't looked. Open it.
It's the memory card. But how is that possible? Turner destroyed it. But it's the same card from the picture. It has paint on top of it.
Laura, sorry, but I have no idea what you were talking about.
No worries, I'll tell you on the way.
Where are we going?
To save my son. And then to catch this corrupt man, Turner.
Chapter 84. On the way to the park. Laura rushes to her car with Natalie. When they get in, Laura puts on the sirens and pulls out at top speed towards Hyde Park, the enormous London park where Jake is with his nanny.
This card has evidence of Turner's corruption. It was hidden in the painting, in the picture.
So, you were right all along. Turner was involved in all of the crimes shown in the painting.
Yes, in those and many more. And now, he's threatened to kidnap my son.
No, that's awful. Where is Jake?
Up until a while ago, he was in the park with his nanny. Turner took my telephone, so I can't call her. Maybe we can reach them before Turner's accomplice does.
And then? How are we going to get him arrested?
We need to go to New Scotland Yard with this evidence and speak to Chief Constable Sims. He is the person we need to appeal to in order to arrest Turner.
Chapter 85. Someone has taken Jake. After a few minutes of driving at top speed through London streets, Laura and Natalie arrive at Hyde Park. They go straight to where Jake normally hangs out with his nanny. After looking for a while, they find Jake's nanny, Nancy, walking alone.
Nancy, where is Jake?
Hi, Laura. Don't worry, Jake's fine.
Where is he?
Peter came to get him a while ago, like you told me.
When did I tell you that?
You sent me a message from your mobile, to tell me that Peter was coming to get Jake. Don't you remember? Peter came by a few minutes ago to collect him. Is there a problem?
No, no problem. It's true, I forgot. Where is my head these days? I really need a holiday. Okay, Nancy. I'm going home. See you later.
Chapter 86. Peter's call. Laura goes back to her car with Natalie, not knowing what's going to happen next.
Okay, so everything's okay. Jake is with Peter.
Natalie, there's something I haven't told you.
What is it?
Peter is working with Turner. He's one of them. He let money get the better of him.
No way. Wait, that means that Jake.
Yes, exactly.
Look, it's him, Peter. He's calling me. What should we do?
Give me the telephone. I want to speak to him. Hello?
Laura, don't worry.
Where's my son?
Calm down, calm down. Really, we're at your house. All is okay. Come here and I'll explain everything.
Chapter 87. The reunion with Jake. Laura and Natalie drive as fast as possible to Laura's flat. Jake runs into his mother's arms and gives her a big hug when they open the door. Peter is sitting on a chair in the kitchen, waiting.
My boy.
Mummy, how are you?
How are you, son? Are you okay? You're not hurt?
What are you talking about, Mummy?
Laura, we need to talk.
Yes, we do need to talk. Jake, please go and play in your room for a bit. The adults need to talk.
Okay, I was going to go there, anyway.
Laura, I was never with Turner. It was all an undercover investigation. I sent the memory card to Natalie, and I gave a fake one to Turner.
An investigation? Now I understand. It seemed impossible.
Chapter 88. Peter explains everything. Laura, Peter, and Natalie are talking in Laura's flat. Peter is explaining that he was working as an undercover agent, infiltrating the group of corrupt policemen led by Turner.
I'm sorry, but I couldn't tell you before. It was completely secret.
So, why didn't you keep the card at the police station?
This card contains very important evidence against Turner. I had to get the evidence out of the police station. I couldn't have it with me, as Turner is currently very paranoid. Since the painting, he knows that someone from his team is giving information, but he has no idea who it is. So, every so often he checks our pockets and looks to see if we are wearing mics.
Do you know who is passing us the information? Who painted the picture?
No idea. No one knows.
Chapter 89. The Corruption Network. Peter explains to Laura that, as well as including Turner, the network of corruption that he's investigating is much bigger than he thought.
But once we had evidence, on the memory card, why wasn't Turner reported then?
You will see, it isn't just Turner. We want to arrest all of the corrupt police that work with him. I needed a bit longer to gather evidence against the others involved, but now I have everything I need.
And the matter with Jake?
When we left, Turner was going to call Donnie to get him to kidnap Jake, but I managed to convince him that it would be better if I did it. I told him that I already knew Jake and his nanny and that it would be easier. It was tricky, but I managed to convince him. In that way, I was able to make sure Jake was safe. Afterwards, I called one of the other men and pretended to be Turner, and told him to get Wilson urgently. That's how you were able to escape.
Buddy, you saved my son.
Chapter 90. The Promise. Laura hugs Peter, as she is grateful for all he has done for her and her son.
Right. Now we have to report this crook.
Before he tries to blame me.
Laura, would you like me to stay with Jake?
Yes, please. Jake, come and say bye to Mummy. You are going to stay with Auntie Natalie. Okay?
Oh, Mummy, always working.
I promise you that, if all goes well today, I'll take a whole month off to play with you. What do you think?
Amazing.
Chapter 91. The Central Office. Peter and Laura drive to the central office at New Scotland Yard, where they look for Chief Constable Sims. However, once they go through security and enter the building, they notice something strange.
What's going on here? It's very empty, no?
Yes, very strange. When I came here yesterday to drop off X-ray, it was full of people.
Where could everyone be?
Quiet. I hear something.
Hello, is anyone there?
Hands in the air. Put your weapons down. You are under arrest.
What?
Hands above your head or we will shoot.
Chapter 92. Arrested. A dozen police officers with police dogs come out of their hiding places in the central office of New Scotland Yard. They are armed. Peter and Laura raise their arms. The police handcuff Peter and Laura.
What's happening? We came here to see Chief Constable Sims.
Don't worry, Detective Smith. I'm here.
I told him you'd be coming. Chief Constable, they had a plan to blame me for their own corrupt actions.
But, Turner, what are you saying?
I've just played the Chief Constable a recording where your voice can be heard, Peter, selling protection to criminals, presumably under the orders of Detective Smith. And when you realized your game was up, You come here to blame others.
I was working undercover, to investigate you.
Oh okay, and where is your evidence?
The evidence is in my pocket. Come on, check my pockets.
Officers, check Detective Smith's pockets.
Chapter 93. The memory card. Two policemen approach and check Laura's pockets. After a few seconds, one of them takes out a small memory card stained in red paint.
Do you see this, Chief Constable? This memory card has dozens of recordings of Chief Inspector Turner negotiating with the gangs and criminals.
That isn't possible. No way. They don't have anything against me.
Why so worried, Turner? You thought you had destroyed all of the evidence, no? This is the actual memory card. The one you destroyed in your office was the one with photos from my holiday in Greece last summer. Of course, my girlfriend is going to kill me when she finds out we have lost all those photos.
I'm going to kill you, Smith. You have tricked me.
Chapter 94. Body to the ground. Turner, who is completely furious, takes out a gun and points it at Peter and Laura. When Chief Constable Sims tries to arrest him, Turner points the gun at his head. All the policemen lower their weapons.
Everyone to the ground. All of you, throw down your weapons away from you.
What are doing, Turner? Are you crazy? Give yourself in now and don't make things worse for you than they already are.
Silence. Everyone to the ground. You, too, or I'll blow your head off.
Peter, what shall we do?
I have a plan. Ready.
What are you doing?
Silence. Now I'm going to slowly leave here, and I don't want anyone following me. Everyone stay on the ground and count to 100.
We have to do something. He's about to escape.
X-ray, attack.
Chapter 95. X-rays attack. When Peter gives the order, X-ray, who has been in the room the whole time, jumps up and bites Turner's hand. Turner tries to lift it up high, but X-ray doesn't let go. After a few moments of wrestling, Turner drops the gun. At this moment, all of the policemen get up and grab their guns and point them at Turner.
Halt, Turner.
X-ray, you saved me. Well, Thompson, it was you really.
No, it was X-ray. I only gave the order. He's very brave, aren't you, boy? Who's my brave doggy?
Chief Constable, I don't think it's necessary to explain that Turner is the head of the network of corruption and we had nothing to do with it.
Of course. There will obviously be an investigation, but after everything I've just seen, there is no doubt that Turner is to blame.
Would you mind, then, taking off our handcuffs?
Chapter 96. Turner is arrested. A group of policemen handcuff Turner and, at the same time, uncuff Laura and Peter.
What are you doing?
We are arresting you, Turner. After all of this, there's no doubt that you will spend the rest of your life in prison. And not just for all of the corruption, but for what you've just done. Take him away.
Wait. Smith, can you tell me who was? Who was the informant? It wasn't Peter, he didn't have all of that information. Who was it?
I guess you will have to keep wondering, Turner. It will give you something to think about in jail.
No. Tell me.
Take him away now. Right, now that he's gone. Who was the informant Turner is talking about?
Chief Constable, we really have no idea. We only know that he likes to paint.
Chapter 97. An urgent call from Natalie. At that moment, Peter's phone rings.
It's Natalie.
Let me talk to her. Natalie, is everything okay?
No, it's not okay. Nothing is okay, Laura.
What's happened? Is Jake okay?
Yes, he's here with me in the cab.
Hi, Mummy. We're going to the hospital.
To the hospital? Natalie, what's happened? An accident?
No, no. It's Alice. She's in labor.
Oh, calm down, Natalie. Everything is going to be fine. We'll see you at the hospital. Deep breaths.
Chapter 98. The Offer. When Laura gets off the phone, Chief Constable Sims approaches her.
Is everything okay, Smith?
Yes, Chief Constable. It's my friend. She's about to become a mother.
Oh, of course. Go to her. But before that, I wanted to ask you something.
Of course, go ahead.
Smith, what are your plans for the future?
What do you mean?
Well, we need a new chief inspector to take Turner's place. I think that someone like you with an excellent track record and outstanding morals would be perfect.
Oh, wow. Well, I would love to. But under one condition.
Sure, what is it?
I need a month's holiday to spend with my son.
Ha ha, of course, Smith. Family first. When you've finished, the chief inspector job will be waiting for you.
Chapter 99. At the Tate. A few weeks later, Laura makes a visit with Jake to the Tate. The mysterious picture showing the crimes is, once again, hanging on the wall there. Natalie and Alice meet them there, with their newborn baby.
Oh, she's beautiful. She's already so big. Look how big the baby is already. Jake. Have you decided on a name?
Yes, Laura.
Oh, are you sure? It's such an honor.
The baby has the same name as you, Mummy? I think it's a lovely name.
Thanks, Jake. Any news on the painting?
We don't know anything new. But the director loved the idea of hanging it here. This time, we got a ticket printed for it.
Oh really? What does the ticket say?
It says, Painter unknown, oil on canvas and memory card. This picture helped solve 5 crimes in one day and dismantle a corrupt police network. We really think that there will be huge interest once the story comes out in the papers tomorrow.
Look who's here. It's Adam.
Chapter 100. Adam's Visit. Adam, who is dressed in a hat and a long overcoat, approaches the group. After greeting them all, he takes Laura to the side to talk to alone.
Hi, Adam. It's great to meet you in person. I wanted to thank you for your help.
Well, I haven't really done much to help out with this mystery. Until now.
What do you mean?
Well, it's been difficult, but we've discovered who painted the picture.
Who was it?
Look, there he is, looking at his own work of art.
That's James Turner. You mean to say he was incriminating his own father?
Yes. And after everything, wouldn't you do the same?
Do you think we should say something?
I really think it would be better for him and his family if we left things as they are.
Last chapter. James receives an invitation. When James sees Detective Smith, he approaches her. He looks sad, but well.
How are you, James? I'm sorry about your father.
It's okay, Detective. I guess he deserved it.
Have you been to see him in prison?
My father and I never really had a good relationship.
I understand. James, this is Adam. I think you would both get on well. Adam also loves art.
Hi Adam. So, you really like art? I like to paint.
Yes, I know.
You know?
Yes, I'm actually part of a secret and special club made up of people who love art, and we know lots about you. We were thinking about inviting you to join us, if you would like to.